welcome back to the Serenity SMP. We're here today in the factory because still doing factory stuff. You can see behind me, I started to put in some of the lighting, made some decisions on that, but that's not all. I finished designing the appearance of the autocrafter machine that we were working on last time. It's designed to look like a metal stamping press, as I mentioned, and it is complete. So this would be like the flywheel on the real thing, and this blue concrete would be the frame. And then this is just an artistic, licensed representation of the work table and the RAM, and it kind of you step back, and you look at a reference image. It probably resembles. Anyway, so I'm gonna put a few more of these in here because there's a huge space here. There's room for a lot of these dudes. They don't take up that much space. They're only what are they? 4 blocks deep. 4 blocks deep isn't bad, and 5 blocks wide. I got lots of 4x5 uh, spots in here. But of course, that is also not all I've been doing. It's almost all I've been doing. I'm not gonna lie. It was a bit of a down week for me. I was sick, and now I'm better, so I can do more stuff. So I decided up here I would put some simpler machines. I got these both from Silent Whisper. We'll talk about this one first. This one makes shulker boxes. You put shulker shells in here, put shells in here. You put chests in here, and then in here you just block off the stuff that you don't need to make shulker boxes. I think it's that or something. I don't know. Anyways, doesn't matter. It does shulker boxes. This one makes dispensers, but it only makes a stack of dispensers at a time because of how it sort of organized. You would put the ingredients for the bows in here, put the rest of the ingredients for the dispenser in here. When you flick the lever, it just starts ticking this away and makes you dispensers. But because it only makes a stack at a time, I did a little more digging around the internets and I found another design that makes pretty much as many dispensers as you can make with whatever number of components you can slam into a single chest or feed into the system, however you do it, which is a lot. It's a lot, and it's automated and it works. So I just got to go gather some materials, and that's what I'm going to build next. So I was thinking of putting it next to the window, sort of like in line with this other machine. It takes a total of 5 wide, and it goes 2 or 6 back, 6 back and 5 wide. So it's similar in size to this, but it's not as tall. So it's going to look more like a turret mill, maybe like a turret press sort of thing, I guess could be. Anyways, I got this design from a video by Insanity 21. I will put a link to it in the description because he gives a tutorial on how to build it. But just the same, I will also show you how to build this. You put some redstone dust along here, here, just across the top, like that. Right behind this guy, we got to put our autocrafter. Not like that. You want it to face into the barrel. You're to actually build it from the back forward. It doesn't matter. Okay, so into the barrel that goes, and then we're going to put hoppers. We need hoppers. A hopper here. We're going to put a comparator here. This. And we're going to point a hopper into that comparator. Then we are going to build up just to give us a little bit of support while we place our next crafter. This way. Crafter is going to output into here, down into there, and it goes into there. So this would be the crafter that handles crafting the bows, and this would be the crafter that handles crafting the rest of the stuff. While we're here, we're going to slap a couple of hoppers there, a couple of hoppers here, just like that. That is basically, honestly, the machine as easy as it gets. But you do need some kind of make it go kind of thing. So we're going to add a chest here for additional work materials. Chest here for additional work materials. Here, like that. There we go. So one of these chests is going to be cobblestone. One of these chests is going to be redstone dust. One of these chests is going to be string. One of these chests is going to be sticks. It's going to feed into here, and that's going to feed into here. Now, all you really need to do is add block circuit to this thing. I'm going to do it in the blue. I usually like to use orange concrete for this because I like the way that it stands out with the circuitry. But in this case, because I don't exactly know how I'm going to do up the frame afterwards, like the way I did this one, I'm just going to do it in blue for now and figure it out after. All right, so we're going to put block there, block here. I'm going to keep it to the bare minimum of blocks so I don't have to worry about if I can take something out later or not. This is going to have a torch right there. So we're going to put another block here, there, there, and then we're going to put another block here, block here. This, nope, wrong block. Get rid of this one. And then we're going to put blocks here like this. All right, so your overall pattern should look something like this. A little bit asymmetrical, and it kind of bothers me a touch, but it works. So you live with what you got. All right, so we're going to put a redstone over there, right here. Very good. Obviously, that lever turns on the whole thing. Next, we do a bunch of repeaters. This is 4-tick repeater. This is a 4-tick repeater. This is a 4-tick repeater, a redstone dust, and a 1-tick repeater. As you can see, the clock is going. You can see little red lights on the crafter are going. It means they're trying to craft. This one won't trigger until there's actually something going on inside it. So right now the machine does nothing. But turn it off, turns off. That is, in effect, your entire dispenser crafter machine right there. Complete. This will output as many dispensers as you could possibly hope to need. Now I just have to figure out how to close it up so it looks like some sort of industrial machine as opposed to just a random collection of hoppers and chests. I also decided to leave an aisle here because I want to make it look like a legitimate factory. I had an idea for how it would be sort of futuristic in the spirit of high-tech industrial production sort of idea. I also need to figure out the lighting. So I wanted to make sure I left enough room in case I need to do something there. For now, I'm going to leave this like that, and I'm going to come back to it when I've had some time to think about how that's going to look fully done up. And I'm going to go head over to my tower, place the floor in there, because it's about time. And then I'm going to probably put in the finishing touches on whatever else needs to go inside of it before I can call it done. I definitely also have to work on the exterior of the place. I mentioned it in an earlier video. I want people to come in from the water and arrive by boat up a dock sort of thing. So I gotta get that figured out as well. Back at the tower, I finished the floor and the walls. They're pretty straightforward stone brick walls. The floor is this tough pattern. I think it looks pretty sweet. I got this arch here that I'm not sure I'm going to keep. It looks okay, but I don't know if I like it, and I don't know if it makes sense elsewhere in the build. In the back room here is where the fighters will set their spawns and store their stuff. The colors are just in case there's a team game. I figure, although it's a little cramped up in the fighting area, you could have more than a one-on-one, so I set it up for a 4-on-4, which is probably very unrealistic for the space that fight in. So that's the interior. There's a couple more additions. I don't know if there's anything up here yet. Yeah, so I just got to finish up the floor here. Just close it off. and I have to run the activator, the lever that turns on the system, has to run up to there. Up there, I did something else. I put in these copper bulbs, and they're basically scorekeepers. So, depending, you can have up to 4 players playing at once if it's a melee, like a battle royal, four contestants, and you can track their score on each one of these walls. So the fight itself is a little interactive for the audience because someone will have to be here clicking buttons and someone will have to be standing by on the lever to activate the system. So yeah, that's pretty much the inside of the tower. For the outside, I've laid out this sort of staircase, walkway, overlook kind of space. I don't think I'm going to put anything in the middle. I don't have any inspiration for what to do here. My statue building is not exactly fantastic, but I think it looks pretty good with the tower there. I'm going to add some more trees back in around the tower to make it look like the area has been overgrown a bit. I want the tower to look like it's been repurposed, abandoned from its original use, and then turned into this fighting arena. And I figure that everyone would arrive by boat. I mean, more than likely everyone will arrive by elytra, but let's pretend that this was the original access to the tower, and this would have been sort of the platform you come up on. So down here, I'm going to put some dock type build and have ladders up to this area maybe. So that's what I'm thinking is going to finish off the build. And we're getting closer and closer to that, which is great. I'm excited to have the fight in here. All right, so I've spent a bunch of time working on the factory itself, the interior. So let's have a look at what I've got going on so far. Excuse me, Mr. Cow. Do you work here? Well, if you work here, follow me inside. That's what I thought. So I added some structural support, make it look like a real factory. My beam spacing is not to code. They're probably way too far apart for a real life building support. We also have these neat cranes that run under the beams. The middle section here is probably going to have another bunch of machines facing this way. And then there'll probably be something over here in this area. Not 100% sure what. We also have some racking, which I'm going to fill up with various redstone components. Make it look like this is actual factory that makes redstone components. This guy are compactors, and well, we know what this is. And I'm hoping to get this finished up when I figure out what the other machines I need to put in are. The lighting needs to be done. These torches on the floor are not quite adequate. Usually in a factory you have big spotlight type things that shine down from the ceiling. Not really sure how to do that in Minecraft, or if even it'll get to the ground. Like, it might look very dark in here. Other options is to have lighting at the individual machines themselves, sort of like this, how it's lit up quite well over here. And just use that to light the main floor. This video is taking me a pretty long time to record, and coming up this weekend is the second round of our fighting league. It's going to be hosted by Vegan Fury, and I wanted to get this video done and posted up before that happens. So for now, I think that means this is the end of the video. If you like what you saw, consider hitting that like button, subscribing, do all the YouTube things you're supposed to do so that I can get recognition among the algorithms. And thanks for watching.